Board of Selectmen to order. This meeting is for us to consider the New Hampshire DOT Route 18 bridge plan between Littleton and Waterford for snowmobile access. Why don't one of you tell us what it is you would like us to decide, and then why?
We're requesting the town selectmen's approval, blessing for a trail to come from Vermont into New Hampshire, accessing Route 18 bridge. I don't know if it has a bridge number, I can tell. Just to access into the town of Littleton to allow snowmobiles, mountain bikes, cross-country skiers, dog sleds, horses, whatever, to use in the months between December 15th and at the latest April 15th to access the town of Littleton. And we will have a trail that goes from where it crosses into New Hampshire from the Vermont side that'll go through the woods and out to the power lines that come from the pit stop to the Moore Dam that our trail is presently on. And it just, the state's position was that they couldn't move forward without the blessings from the selectmen to allow it to happen, even though it's on a state bridge, on a state road, on state right-of-ways. So it's just, we needed your blessing to have them to be able to move ahead.
Yeah, of course, just logistics-wise, if this does go through, have you guys thought through as far as putting snow on it to have someone, in case, yeah?
They are going to just plow, of course, one way, and the snow and the salt, and as they do to the outside, which would be the dam side. And if we had to, we could bring snow in, but our conditions are that we cannot use the bridge if it's bare.
Okay. All right, so you really can't bring the snow in. It's just
we need to pack and save everything that we can, and I mean, we could probably figure out a way to get some truckloads of snow down there and spread it out, but that is the only concession.
Okay.
Other things that were talked about at our meetings was stoplights with primary coming, possible the primary green coming out of Waterford into New Hampshire in the morning for those going to work. It would be primary green on that side, and then could switch to in the afternoon to primary green for coming back. So there's the least amount of holdup. The survey that was done by the state on the traffic in April to the late
Your question was about snow?
Yes. Yeah.
Your question?
Are we talking, I mean, obviously it's state road.
Yep.
Are we talking about the selectmen not being opposed to it? I mean, I don't see what approval the selectmen can do on a state road. I'm confused by the whole issue.
Brad's behind me.
So, all these meetings started because I helped facilitate them. And so in our last meeting, because we couldn't, the issue of the bridge back and forth with the lights doesn't seem to be an issue really for the people of Littleton, because the bridge is primarily used, I believe, from people coming from Waterford over into Littleton and back. So we couldn't come to a consensus or an agreement with the people who were there. So I had said, okay, what we need to do is we need to go back to our towns and let's see what the selectmen have to say in each town if they have any concerns that need to be addressed. And if the selectmen in each town are okay with it, then the state said they'd be okay with it too. I don't foresee it being a major issue at all for Littleton, because as I said, when you look at the traffic counts, and I have to get an updated one, but I think that the vast majority of the usage, and actually Carrie probably would know this too, having been here for so long, but most of the vehicles that use that bridge on a daily basis primarily are people from lower Waterford that are crossing over into Littleton. So I didn't foresee it, and I don't know if anybody else did either, as being a big issue here in Littleton. It's more of an issue that needs to be addressed by the Waterford selectmen on their end than over here. So
if the selectmen in Littleton, I don't know what we do, don't oppose it, because I don't think we can
well, you could say we don't you know, we don't think it's a good idea.
You know, but let's just say for talk's sake, we don't. I mean, we say, okay, if that's what, you know, we're open to it. What are we committing the town to?
Nothing.
No cost, no liability?
No, there's no cost, there's no, the Department of Transportation would be responsible for setting up the arrangement. They would be working with Steve and Doug and the others to make sure that, you know, they've got the lights set up, they'd be working directly with the state.
Okay.
It's just whether you, as representatives of the people of Littleton, have heard, you know, people with pitchforks saying, absolutely not, we don't want that,
Yeah.
then you would tell us, and then that would be the end of it.
Okay.
That's all.
I understand, thanks.
Is there anyone else who would like to add anything?
The only thing I want, as far as building on with the snow, is there, because you can't use it if there's no snow, is there gonna be some way to monitor that?
Well,
I'm just thinking about some of these people that so desperately want to get across
Yeah.
that they would abuse.
The Jersey barriers, you're going to use Jersey barriers to separate the lanes. The Jersey barriers, they said, will not go in until we've got adequate ground coverage for the snowmobiles to go across the bridge to start with.
Okay.
And then they said they would be removed at the point of time that it is not feasible coverage again at that point.
the hard thing is the January thaw that lasted the whole month of February, and then turn around and get 10 or 11, and then a 26-inch snowstorm, and all of a sudden you're golden. You know, it's just about the weather. I mean, they want to wait as long as they can till the snow comes, but they got to shut it down, set up the lights, and have it. So the end of the month, the first part of December, they ought to be in place or working on it. And then if snow goes away the 15th of March, they're out of there. But the trails that are open by state standards, that they'll pay you for grooming between December 15th and April 15th, snow provided.
And the whole premise of this is to decrease the potential for drownings or problems of
Right.
people crossing back and forth on open water
You know-
or dangerous waters.
You know, up until 10 years ago, it really, there were the neighborhood people and whatever that knew the river and would go. But even at that, I was asked, has there ever been a death from some? No. But have I been out there with a rope pulling somebody out of the water, taking them, knocking on the door to get them into somebody's house, starting on hypothermia, and then have to go back down and get the snow machine out? Yeah, I've been in on that. You know, and we're just, as there's more and more, and there isn't any crossing, and they've been doing it, and I just don't want to be the one to call Fish and Game and say, we need to have you come up and go down in 100+ feet of water in the current coming down the dam to see what you can find. So if, you know, we're just trying to save it from happening.
Anyone else have anything to add? I would entertain a motion.
I'm not sure what motion to make on this. I would say, I guess I'd make a motion that the board express its acceptance and support for a plan to be worked out with the state to have that trail established.
I'll second.
I would suggest that you amend the motion to include it as long as it complies with all local, state, and federal statutes.
Good idea. That's why you get the big bucks.
Good with that second? Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Is there anything else to come before this meeting? There is not. We're adjourned. Thank you.